everybody to State of Anarchy, a D&D session, D&D game, where we play with these wonderful people. And
hello.
Waiting for it all to load in. There we go. Just took a hot second. Hopefully, this stream is actually going to run well and play properly and be nice. Hopefully, the internet's going to work. Fingers crossed. So, if you like what we do and you want to stay up to date with this session, this game, you can hit the follow button, or if you're feeling generous and able to, hit the subscribe button. There are lots of lovely little things in there, which we are in the process of figuring out exactly offering to subscribe and things like that. But otherwise, if you like catching up on this after the fact because you can't sit through the whole session or whatever, or you want to go back and recap, you can catch it. Oh, I'm a bit quiet. You can catch it on my YouTube channel of the same name, Boomeadow. So it's all over there. All of the sessions are over there for your perusal. A bit better. I did turn myself up a little bit, so I have to turn my headset down so that I don't deafen myself with music, which it could also be. Just a little bit that might also help for everybody listening at home, should I say, listening playing at home. So, who remembers what happened last week?
General unpleasantness happens to everyone. Everyone had a bad time in the worst way possible.
Yeah.
To start with Group 1, which was Rick, Crisis, and Blake, we went to go rob a house. Rick went down the chimney, said, "Ho, ho, ho, holy shit, people are dead here." And while Rick was finding that out, Crisis was attempting to have some road rage with some people who we don't quite know who they were. They gassed him and left a bloody knife in the back of Blake's car. The police showed up, Rick was arrested, and Crisis and Blake fled into the night. Whereas at the ball, Professor, Breeze, and Hassa went to the ball, had a balling time until it blew up with bombs from the bomb factory. And Hassa's sister was very seriously wounded, and we ended the session with us desperately trying to save her life.
That is correct. So, you can have some inspiration for that if you like, Crisis.
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna need it to commit arson.
Commit arson, yes. So, does anyone else feel like there is any additional information they would like to add to that assessment?
He may have cut out for me at any point, but let me know if he covered this. When they gave him the bloody dagger, they said, "Nothing personal, shouldn't have been around Breeze," or something along those lines.
Yes, it was should have stayed away
from Breeze, yeah.
In which we're all like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
We were told to stay away.
Okay. Gotta turn myself up, apparently. Hopefully that'll do better. I mean, I hope. Let's see. I'm doing my best here. Is that any better? Because obviously it's not much of a stream if no one can actually hear the DM. So, anyone who's listening, I know that Prof Smells is not going to be with us tonight because they're not feeling particularly well, but I know that they are listening in, so is that any better? everyone is really loud and I'm really quiet.
Oh, that would have been loud then.
I don't understand why you guys are. Let's see if I turn. What is going on?
We have big person to lose.
It is our stream now.
Yes, possibly.
There's a hostile takeover.
Well, not
We're-
100% sure.
We're the streamers now.
Well, it's almost in the yellow of the audio bar, so I'm not 100% sure what's going on with that, because yeah, according to all of my system, I'm actually quite loud. So
Give me a second. Keep talking. I'm going to deafen the Discord.
okay. Not 100% sure. You guys shouldn't be that loud.
Just give me a second.
I've turned myself up.
It's coming through for me that you guys are like all the normals. If
All
someone else
normal?
says something.
Because I'm trying to play around with it to make myself louder and everything, so I can, yeah, because I'm at 100% and everything, so.
You sound normal.
Oh, I sound normal?
Say something, Ricky.
I don't want to say nothing. Why?
No, it sounds normal to me. Everyone's
just
coming
be-
through at the right
Yeah, it
stuff.
could just be Bao that's hearing things a bit off.
Oh. Okay, well, win, I guess. Okay, so. Anyone else out there who, if audio or whatever sounds a bit weird, let me know. We can tweak things as we go. But yes, so.
Hey, question. Sorry, I may be metagaming here for a minute.
Okay.
I was just admiring how it shows all the stats down in the bottom corner. It flows through them. I'm noticing a name down there that I don't recognise.
We will come to that later.
I recognise the name because I spend enough time around Clint, but what's going on there?
Well, won't you have to find out in the session?
Oh no.
Yes, we'll see what happens, because yes, I did add a little stat block, so if anyone is interested in what all of the characters' stats are, just for a bit of fun, there you go. I believe everybody at the moment is level 4, despite all the begging.
We don't beg. We just get on our hands and knees and ask repeatedly.
Oh my, what a place to be. Anyway,
It's pleading.
it's pleading, yes. So,
It's pleading, Your Honor.
now that we've messed around with that a little bit and done a little bit of a chat, hope everyone's doing well. So, who would you guys
For those
like
in the
to...
chat, as we're going through session, question for the night: is death a disease?
I argue yes. Death is a disease.
It's a condition.
It's a disease plaguing our dead pals.
I mean, I would say that perhaps undeath, being undead, that might be a condition. But it's an interesting concept and theory. So, who would we like to start with? Breeze, would you like to open with trauma, or would we like to actually let you guys just mull in it for a little bit and
I say
deal
we-
with Blake and
I'd-
Crisis?
No, open with them. They got less time than us last week. I say we open with the gala.
Open with the gala?
Well, what's left of the gala? What's left of the gala?
Do we actually have Breeze? I don't know if I've actually heard May yet tonight.
I have not heard May yet.
Hey.
Yay!
What? I don't remember though, like exactly what was happening to me last night. So it was all kind of a
She has
crazy blur.
It was a crazy blur, yes. Just for what was happening to you guys at the gala, Breeze, from recollection, Breeze was having a wonderful time. absolutely enjoying being slightly wooed by Tammy. And then explosions. Lots and lots of explosions. So we open with Hasa. Your ears are ringing as there is dust in the air all around you. Bao had managed to grab you and pull you to the ground. Your sister and Breeze are next to you, but you can hear Breeze's voice very panickedly pleading. I believe that's where we left that, with Breeze going, no, 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 trying to press healing word into Tammy's body.
Okay. Yeah. Head pounding, ears ringing. Hasa just sort of staggers up to his feet and glances in the direction.
There is rubble and plaster dust all over you and your green suit.
Okay. All right. Well, first and foremost, he's like not removing eye contact. Like he's staring and only focusing in on his sister at the moment. But as he's moving, he will cure wounds, bow, and as he stumbles over, he will do the same for Breeze, and just sort of fall to his knees in front of them.
As you look down, you can see Tammy is in Breeze's arms, and you can see that there is a large marble shard protruding from her chest.
And can I see that? Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say she won't. It's not working.
Can I see that the magic is sort of starting and not going through, like not taking effect?
Yeah, she's not healing.
I'm trying to. I've said the right words, but it's not working.
No. Shit. I reach for my ether connector thing. Is it still working? Like, does it seem like it's in one piece after that explosion?
Yes.
Alright, I immediately flip it open and call Blake.
Blake, you and Crisis are running through the back streets, keeping to the alleyways. I believe you're in your feminine form?
Yeah, I am Chicky Babe at the moment. I feel like shit, but damn, I look good.
You're dragging Crisis along as your phone starts to ring. You see Hasa's... I don't know when you would have taken a photo of Hasa for his contact, but the photo
He's
pops
like
up.
passed out. He's just drunkenly passed out.
Yeah, drunkenly like eating a burger. It's like a real. It's a bit blurry because I've like whipped the phone out as like Hasa's going to take a bite of like a burger or something. Like it is like a really early MySpace era pic of Hasa.
Yeah. Either way, Hasa's face pops up as you are running along. Hasa, you hear the panting coming from the other end of the line.
It was a setup. The whole thing was a setup from start to finish. Rick's gone and I don't know what's happening.
Like, get here now. Now.
I don't know if we're being followed. I don't know what happened. The police took Rick.
Blake, Tammy is hurt. She's not breathing.
Okay, where are you?
The gala. There was an explosion.
I relay this message to Crisis. I know the town, right? Like I know,
You know the town,
where the gala's
and
been.
Not only that, as you were running, it registered to your like because all these noises were around you, you were listening out for the sound of sirens and things like this, but you vaguely recall the sound of explosions in the distance coming from the direction that they were in. Yeah, and you know the town pretty well. You live here.
Okay. Well, I relayed a crisis that there's a change of plans. Grab his wrist, and I'm heading towards the gala with him in tow. The only thing I want to do after hanging up from Hasa is I want to ring Sals, and I'm just going to relay to Sals that we have been set up and she needs to get Bugsy and she needs to fucking help us.
You actually go to voicemail because she's, well, and it wouldn't be hard to figure that
Dealing
out.
with this?
Yeah, dealing with the bombing that happened at the gala, so she does not answer your phone call right now. Hello, Kev.
Awesome. As assumed. While we're running Crisis, just out of curiosity, sorry to steal the spotlight from James for a second. You're covered in blood, correct?
No.
You are presentable?
Yeah, I should be.
Okay, just making sure, because we're like this is me in character making sure that you are not looking like a fucking criminal before we run into where I'm going to take an educated...
Well, both of you, you're in the clothes that you had worn for the heist, but neither of you are covered in blood or anything.
He doesn't have that stupid hat thing on, does he?
He does have the stupid
Of course I
hat.
do.
I'd take that off.
No, I needed to cover my... No, I literally glow in the dark.
Good! We're not hiding
No.
anymore. Crisis, take the hat off. You look like a criminal. We don't want to look like criminals.
It's common hat wear.
I don't think it is. Roll deception.
It is, though. You don't want cameras seeing your face.
I don't believe you for a second. Take the stupid hat off.
Fine, I'll take the hat off and I'll just shove it in my pocket.
Alright.
We'll come back to you guys in a minute as you guys change your
we're just going that way.
direction
That's
to
it.
start racing towards the university. However, Hasa, you and Breeze, you have Tammy with you. You can see that Bao has the healing, your healing has worked on Bao, but he is breathing shallowly, but he hasn't come to consciousness yet.
Alright. Hasa will just still eyes down at Tammy at the moment, but he's just raises his voice a bit so that Breeze can hear him. Can you stand?
I can stand.
Do you think you can get her out of here?
I could try. I'm gonna try and pick her up.
Roll me an athletics. Also, Hasa, you have inspiration thanks to Kevin.
Oh, nice. Does that cancel out, considering I got it from the not last session, but the session before? I got DM's inspiration.
Yes. No, well, it cancels out the DM inspiration. You end up with inspiration, basically.
Okay, cool.
As Breeze, you manage to pick up Tammy's body. She's lighter than you expected. She feels tiny and frail in your arms.
I'm gonna try and jump over rubble what I can and just get to a door. Get out of there.
You see that one of the side entrances, where there had been a door to the outside area, there is nothing but a giant hole as the wall is blown out, but you manage to stagger out past the rubble of columns and artworks.
Before I go back, I do look back at Haas and say, "Wait, what are you gonna do?"
You can already see that he's reaching into a side pouch for a syringe. It looks like he's going to activate some of his mutagenics. I'm getting Bow and whoever else I can out of here.
Okay. I keep on going.
And I'm going to inject myself with the mutagenics. I'm going with choker stats, so I'm bumping up my strength and such. I am going to avoid the physical transformation though, so no tentacles and shit. Just the boost in size.
Yep.
And then I'm going to lift up Bow and try and get Lady Luxurious as well.
You do see, as you are wading through, just roll me an investigation to see if you can find, because there are a lot of bodies in here. As you can tell, judging by the injuries on some of the corpses, how close they were to the blast radiuses. But you do see that Lady Luxurious and her bodyguard had both been relatively close to one of the blasts, and you do find their corpses.
Alright. Would I be able to carry just Bow, or just Bow and Lady Luxurious, or could I even get the bodyguard at this rate? It's up to...
Roll, well, you are bigger, so you do count as a size up for lifting right now, don't you?
Yeah.
You would be able to lift Lady Luxurious and Prof Smells, but you probably wouldn't be able to get the bodyguard. He's a bit larger, so if you want to carry the two of them.
Just those two first, and then I'll start heading out in the same direction I see Breeze go.
Okay.
You're a wee bit quiet, sorry Teagues, Kev's pointed out.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure it out. Hopefully that improved it a bit. Apparently not. Why is this? Why are you frustrating? Just yell. I don't really want to yell at you guys.
I mean, it's a really intense emotional scene. Why wouldn't you?
I know. Maybe I just need to sit closer to the microphone, tilt it more slightly. I don't know. Is that a bit better? Any luck?
Sounds the same on my end.
Yeah, you haven't changed for me at all, hey?
Oh, that's because you guys are hearing me through Discord. The stream's
No, I
hearing me
swapped
through a
over.
microphone.
Yeah, before I swapped over and was listening to the actual stream and you weren't quiet for me.
So, for you guys, I'm okay, but for some people, I'm quiet.
Yeah.
Weird.
I mean, you sounded
Yeah.
fine for me before on the stream when I was listening to you before we start, just as we started. I swapped over. I muted Discord and just listened to you on the stream, and you sounded fine to me.
Weird.
Yeah, no, I just happened on Discord and everything sounds fine.
Holy fuck! We're up to session 25.
Yes, we
Yeah.
are. We are a quarter
I'm just
of the way
like
to
looking.
100. Let me know if that's... I'll just talk a bit louder. I think that could be part of the problem. Okay, I'll turn James down a little bit if we think it's James that's a little bit louder.
No.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Hey James, get muted, idiot.
I know, right? Where's Dog when you do?
No,
Just server mutes us in here.
I don't think Kevin could handle all that power if I gave Kev that kind
No,
of power.
I think you should give Kev that power because if
I
he's
don't-
anything like my moderators, it'll be a nightmare, but it's so much fun.
Now. Okay, I've taken James
Alright.
down just a little bit, so we'll see how that
Yeah.
goes.
Knock me down
Anyway.
some pegs. Yeah.
Anyway, so yes, you managed to heft Bow and
Yep.
Lady Luxurious out of the debris.
Why were they in Brie?
Now is not the time. Rude.
All right. Yeah, following Breeze out to wherever in reasonable distances.
There's a court. You know Hasa because you know this area. You know that there is a courtyard to one side, where most of the people who had been outside are relatively unharmed. A few have scratches and things from little bits of shrapnel, but they had been primarily out of the actual blast radius. All of the glass in this conservatory has been blown out. You hear it crunching under your feet. But there is a large rounded courtyard seating space to one side.
Alright, I'll take Bow over there and lay the juries. And I'm just gonna, unless I'm interrupted, I'm just gonna keep ferrying people out.
Okay. So you keep ferrying people out. Breeze, you have... You walk out into this courtyarded area. What are you doing?
I place her down somewhere safe, and I'm gonna. Can I look back and see if I can see where the explosion came from? See anything at all of what the fuck just happened?
Sure. You find a mossy patch of grass under one of the trees over to the side that you gently place her against the tree. You notice that there are, at least on this side that you're looking at, roll me a perception. Let's see how much you kind of notice. Okay.
Lurk.
There are two relatively large holes in this particular side, but you do notice that between where the doorway was, you do notice that the balcony structure and the columns inside that were directly under that balcony structure seem to have withstood a little better, so it gives an indication that these might have been placed explosives.
And then set off by like a trigger at a particular time?
Without going and having a look, you wouldn't be able to tell.
I don't want to leave Tammy by herself. When I look, when I healing water, did I get the vibe that it was because she's dead, or did I get the vibe it was because magic was fucky?
Roll me an Arcana.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out if you would like yourself. You know that the magic that you were casting was working. You didn't feel anything impeding your connection to the body. You didn't feel that your magic was weak in any way. Whether or not you want to accept the answer is entirely up to you.
If the answer is that she's dead, just tell me, and
the answer
I would know. If I know that,
the answer is she's dead. But yes, I'm leaving it up to you if you want to accept that or want to blame the magic.
No, I don't think that Breeze is like that. She'd accept it, but she'd still be trying to think. There's a way. People are are revived from death all the time.
Yes.
It's
yes.
So I just don't want anything to happen to her body or anything that would maybe affect any kind of resurrection, because she's gonna be fine. We know a god-touched person and everything, and she's gonna be fine.
Now I'm trying to wonder if this group of my usual group of players are now just saying it to mess with me.
Saying what?
Scott coming into chat going, it's hard to hear me. Jesus! Anyway, continue. I'll just talk louder.
Ow, fuck. Sorry, 1 second. Ow. Shit.
You okay? I think. Oh no, I hope
Alright,
May's
cool.
okay. Anyway, yes, Harsa, you're
Trust,
getting
yeah.
people out.
I'm so sorry, I forgot about the
What the
soundboard thing.
Fuck.
What was that?
Okay.
Sorry.
No, Hasa is just going to take a look. As he's going back and forth, he's going to pick out, if he sees any movement, he'll target going for those people first. Like, obviously, signs of life.
Yep.
Prioritizing those who are alive first.
Yep. You're managing to dig some of the people out who... You're starting to notice, Harsa, that there was a bit of a pattern over those who were injured, more injured than dead. You're starting to realize that specifically around the edges of the gallery, they seem to be hit the hardest. People like Breeze and Lady Luxurious, and they tended to fare a little bit better towards the center, but you do notice, like Breeze and your sister, who had been near the main statues and whatnot, they did still take significant damage from the actual crystal and the statue. But around those areas, they seem to have, if they could avoid the debris of the statue, they had relatively minor scratches.
Right. Alright. Yeah, no, he's just ferrying as many out as he can.
Yep.
He's not really thinking right now, unless he's specifically interrupted or like paused or anything. He's running on autopilot right now. He's just getting people out.
Okay. So you're getting people out. Bao, you come to, lying in the stone courtyard. Your ears are ringing.
Mm-hmm.
Your bones hurt. That wasn't fun.
Yeah, he definitely tumbled a bit to the floor after, like, doing a bit of shove.
Yep.
Yeah. He's sore all over. Doesn't help what he's wearing as well.
Yeah, there was absolutely no protection to you.
So what does he see when he sits up and looks around him?
As you look around, you notice that there are lots of injured people. You notice Breeze standing to one side. You notice Harsa's sister unconscious, to your knowledge, against a tree. Unconscious until you do notice that she does have a large blood stain on her chest with a stone shard piercing through her.
Okay. Val's gonna sit up and just... He knows he can't help with... Fuck, I'm forgetting her name. Oh no.
Tammy?
Tammy.
Yeah.
He can't help Tammy. He knows that. So he's just going to see if there's anybody else that he can help or bandage up or anything at all.
Okay, so you start making your way around the this courtyard, using whatever you can to bandage people up. Whether some of
Mhm.
that is your wraps and things like that is entirely up to you.
Mm-hmm. You're probably using his wraps and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, he's using his wraps and just wrapping up the just like any injuries that he sees and stuff. Oh. Yes. He's doing his best. That's what he's doing.
Okay. So
I'm just getting distracted by the Discord chat right now.
yeah, no, me too.
So
you're-
it's gonna be okay. It's just
you're gonna be okay. You're sore though.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm putting a plaster to keep things in place, but it's not looking good. But yeah, there we go.
Sending all the actual healing energy to you.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
After all, cast healing word at Breeze the player.
yeah.
Ah.
Breeze, you notice that Bao has woken up and is actually starting to move around. He's undoing his wraps and using that to bandage people and just in general making sure they're okay.
Okay. I couldn't save her. Sorry.
Wait,
Is there
this to
anybody
me?
Yeah, I
Yes.
say that. to you.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I would judge me too.
Wait. Huh?
Yeah, no, it's okay. I understand why you're silent. Is there anybody? Just is like Bao like healing people, like bandaging people up around this area?
Yeah, in the courtyard.
He's
where you are, it
basically
seems.
been. Yeah.
Will you just keep an eye on her? I'm just gonna check things out.
Okay. I can do that for you.
Okay, and can I try and investigate?
Yes, you can go. So you're going over to the walls to investigate.
Mhm.
Okay, roll me an investigation.
Okay.
As you wander over, you do start to notice little bits of plastic shrapnel, as well as you do notice that the blast radius, whatever this was, judging by the fact that the burn marks are on the outer walls, meant that whatever this explosive was very much focused inwards. You do notice on this particular side, 1, 2, and as you start to head around to the front where there isn't much left to the actual front where all of the glass windows were, but you do seem to realise that the fact that 2 of the pillars are still standing at the front even though the glass is all gone, you're realising that there was also an additional charge, at least on the front here, and judging by the injured that seem to be coming out, they seem to completely encircle this front gallery area, almost like they knew that it was going to be filled with influential people.
Okay, so is there anything or anyone missing? From what I remember, like the dead, the living, is there anybody who was like a big deal that was there that's their body isn't there, or
At the moment,
anything, or an
it is-
item that's missing?
At the moment, it's chaos. You would need to go in and try to start inventorying. You would need to know exactly what, like every item that was here. To your knowledge, you and Hasa, Tammy were big deals. Lady Luxurious was a big deal, considering she was the one hosting the gala. But apart from that, it just seemed to be a lot of minor nobility to this town. If anything, you and Hasa were probably the biggest names that were going to be here.
Okay. And there's nothing obvious missing, so I would just take away they just wanted to kill as many of us as they could.
Yeah, without getting a list of inventory, which even you know that it's going to take at least a couple of hours, if not a day or so, for them to figure out if anything's missing.
Yeah, I was more thinking like if there's a big statue or something and it's gone. But if there's nothing obvious, then there's nothing obvious.
The big statue of the wizard that had been there, that's obliterated, turned to rubble. But beyond like the pieces that were in the glass display cases, you don't know. The crystal is completely shattered. That had been behind you is also completely shattered. It had this cosmic kind of blue, purpley light to it with threads of green through it, and that is completely shattered. But yeah, as for the small
weirdly,
pieces,
like, can I think back to the last? Is there anything I know, any like historically, politically, anybody I know who would see that people like us were going to be at this event and be like, ah, fuck you guys? Is there anybody that like is on the tip of my brain that I'm like, it could have been these people?
roll me history.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Unfortunately, you can't think of anything right now that would have jumped out to you. I mean, it could be criminal, it could be a distraction. There are so many things, and without any indication, you don't know why someone would do this. It was an educational endeavor, an event. It was a fundraising event. So you don't really know why someone would do this.
And yeah, I'm just gonna blame myself then.
Yeah.
It was for charity, and so can't help but feel. Okay. I realize that it's too chaotic, and I'm not going to get any answers necessarily right now. So I'm going to just, without constantly looking back towards Bao and Tammy, just to make sure she's dead, so she's not okay. But making sure that her body's like okay, and then I'm just going to try to help people along the way. Like if people are like under rubble, try and get them out from under it. Try and like make sure people aren't losing too much blood.
Okay.
Their fingernails aren't being ripped off or anything.
Ow. I know exactly how you feel. I actually ripped off one of my acrylic nails last week. Do not recommend. However, you do notice that Hasa is looking more swole than usual as he's lifting large pillars of marble and rubble, big pieces of rubble, and helping people breeze. As you're wandering around, I would like you to roll me charisma, please.
Just a straight charisma check.
Yes, please.
No, why?
Because you are clearly having a bad day. Yes, you are wandering around managing to find people that need help. You're brushing glass off of people. You start to notice as well with this, that the same as Hasa, that the people who were more towards the center of the room were saved from the worst of the blast, but all of the blast seemed to have been directed inwards.
Sorry, you cut out there for a second?
All of the blasts had been directed inwards.
Okay.
But yes, you are managing to help people limp out of here, trying to avoid the edges of the room where the majority of the dead bodies lay, covered by huge chunks of rubble, parts where the balcony has collapsed on groups of people. You're just trying your best. Across town, Lake and Crisis. It is a nightmare trying to get through these streets. There are police vehicles, ambulances heading in this direction. You do notice as you get closer to the university, there is a blockade of guards who seem to be trying to keep anyone out from whatever has happened at the university. But you notice that they part to allow the ambulances through as quickly as possible.
We still got passed without a trace.
Yep.
So, like, how stealthy are you feeling?
Oh, we are just chugging on through.
Okay, both of you roll me a stealth to make your way past the guards.
Oh, awesome.
Don't we
As
get a
you
plus
go-
from pass without a trace?
You
spot
do.
too?
You have passed without a trace, so
We
both of you
do.
currently have 23. Lucky.
Oh,
I was gonna
Nice.
say, Crisis you sounded so defeated by that 13. I was like, 23 is not too bad, or am I doing?
no. I thought we both got 13. I was like, oh, yeah, okay.
We in this together, boo.
You
Gang, gang.
Yeah, you very quietly wait for a moment when some of the guards have their back turned, and you just whisk your way through quietly, keeping to the shadows of the trees. It takes you a minute to orient yourself. Blake, funnily enough, this is one place that you actually haven't been a lot to.
Like university.
Yes, this is
Fucking
one place.
nerds.
This is one place you haven't actually been to a lot. However, you, judging by all of the screaming, crying, where all the people seem to be heading to, you quickly manage to make your way to a gallery towards the center of the university, where as you round a corner of one of the buildings, you notice the carnage before you. There is still smoke and fires that the fire brigade is putting out. There are dead bodies everywhere, glass littered everywhere, injured being seen to by paramedics. It takes you a minute, but you notice a large hulking figure just one-arming bodies out of the rubble that looks vaguely familiar, but he's just covered in soot and dust. You see smudges of black ash smeared across his face and clothes as you notice Hasa.
Crisis wouldn't be looking for the group. He would be looking for anything weird, like ambulance workers, like just suspiciously walking away from the ambulance, or anything that's like definitely out of place with the urgent care setting that's being
Sure, roll me perception.
here.
It would appear that everyone that is here, it is very, very busy, but everyone that is here is doing what they can to help in this situation. There doesn't seem to be anyone that's overtly suspicious, but everyone could be suspicious in this situation. I mean, the most you can ascertain is no one's actively trying to make anything worse.
You know, Blake, the best way to commit a terror attack is do a bombing, and then drive an ambulance into wherever you just hit, and then set off that with the bomb in it. And I don't like being at ground zero. So let's grab our people. Let's get the fuck out of here.
We can't just leave all these injured people here.
No, we're not leaving them. The ambulance crews will get them.
Like, at a glance, you can see Bao moving around to people, bandaging people. Inside the building, in the shadows, you can actually see Breeze attempting to help people out. You can see both Bao and Breeze are just covered in soot and blood, their clothes torn.
I'm just sort of staring. I don't know really what to do. This is such a massive level of destruction. Like,
Stay out here and help the people that you can. I'll go in there and I'll find our people and figure out what's going on. Okay? You're the cleric. You might need to give someone their final rites.
do I see Temmie anywhere? Do I see, like, what do I see? I'm just standing here in this field of
Okay.
destruction. Like,
Because you're actively looking for her, roll me a perception. You can't seem to notice Tammy at all. There are a lot of bodies here. So many people are covered in burns and soot. They all kind of look the same. You can't get a smell for anything. Like, you can't even smell people's perfume over, like, your nose is not working properly, being as sensitive as it is, on the pure basis of just everything smells like burning plastic and tar. Fire, soot, ash. There is just this acrid smell that's just right up inside your nostrils.
okay, wonderful. I want to look. At this point, I'm completely my male self. I'm standing here dumbfounded. I don't know what to do. At this point, I'd like to imagine I start moving in autopilot to the most injured people who are around, and I'm just gonna start curing wounds until I run out of spell spots on the people who are the. I'm gonna save one cure wounds, but besides that, I'm gonna move to the 3 most injured people I can find in the area who look like they need it the most, and I'm gonna start curing wounds as best I can.
Okay, you start healing people up as best you can. Your magic brightening them up and knitting flesh together. You can see that there is the look of peace on people's faces that you can't save, but you can also see the pain leaving people's faces for those that you can, as you're working your way around. Eventually, as you're working your way around this courtyard, Hasa, you do notice the bright flashes of healing magic as you're carrying bodies out, as you notice Blake moving around healing people.
Alright. With the... So I'm not high enough level yet for my intelligence score of remain, so with this mutagenic, I'm at 6 intelligence right now. Do I still have the means to track time?
With a 6, you would have a means to track time. You would also, you would understand that Blake is your friend. You know Blake.
I'm aware of that. I'm more just trying to determine whether I would know how much time has passed since I spoke to them and when they've arrived.
Yeah, you'd have a vague recollection that the sun the stars in the sky have moved.
Do I know roughly how long it's been then? Between me telling them and them getting here?
You probably don't know how much time has passed, but you know the stars have moved, which indicates a passing of time.
Alright. He would spot Blake look over towards Tammy. He'll move towards Tammy. Has she gone cold already, or?
To look at? She probably has, yes.
He just sort of kneels, fixes her hair a little bit, brushes some of the debris away, and just looks to Blake, and then noting the coldness of her body, he gets up and goes back to autopilot, just pulling people out of the rubble.
Blake, a large shadowy figure does, their movement does catch your eye. Out of the corner of your eye, you do catch. Whether or not you know it's Hasa, it's just you do see a hulking shadow move past you in the darkness as you're healing.
And
people. It just gets your attention just out of the corner of your eye. It's a large shape, basically.
Okay, well that's suspicious. What exactly do if I follow? What do I see if I follow it with my eyes? Like, I'm still healing the person in my hands.
As you turn, you do recognize Hasa's clothes that he had gone out in. He still looks like Hasa. He's just bigger. His musculature has grown. I'm trying to think. Has Hasa used this mutagenic since you've met Blake?
Oh, not this specific mutagenic, but I didn't take on any of the physical attributes aside from the strength and size. So
yeah, so it looks like Hasa. He's just a little bit bigger and more muscular. And yeah, you do recognize the clothes he was wearing because it was a very, I believe, an eye-smarting shade of emerald. I believe from.
Yeah, he was looking dapper.
Yeah. You can see.
Now he's looking swole.
You can see that there is a level of tearing at the seams, as obviously it has not given as he's grown bigger. But you can also see the burn mark, the scorch marks of burn marks, the blackening of the fabric. You can also see some of the skin underneath that are no longer. Actually, no, you've still got your wounds, don't you? You didn't completely heal yourself.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can see that he has got some shallow wounds to him. You can see the darkened patches that you would know in the night, in the darkness of the night, that they are probably patches of blood. He is heading away from you back into the dark interior of this gallery area.
So, moving through the crowd, I still have not seen Tammy anywhere.
I did say, by the way, that I was going to keep on looking back and checking on Tammy. Do I see any of this interaction? Do I see Hasa stroking Tammy's hair? Do I see that Blake has arrived?
Yeah, you would notice by now that Blake has arrived. Yes.
I would run over to Blake. I couldn't. It was too late. Is there anything you can do? Anything at all?
What happened here?
I don't fucking know. Come, and I'll just grab him over to Tammy's body. I don't know. I couldn't hear her. I couldn't do anything. It didn't work.
So, healing magic isn't working on Tammy.
Can't you beg your god? Can't you say, don't? I've read the books. The gods do this all the time. They bring people back. Can't you ask a favor? Remember when I asked a favor of your god that time because you were stupid and you'd lost your no, not you were stupid, but you'd got into the place and you'd become stupid and your god made you normal again, and now maybe you can make her alive again. Because she doesn't deserve this.
I think there's a bit of difference in that, bud.
You both jump as Crisis appears out of the shadows.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Hey,
Surprises.
listen, Breeze. We should really get you to safety in particular.
I'm fine.
No,
Anyway, I wasn't
no.
talking to you, Crisis. I'm talking to Blake. Blake is the one who has god powers. Blake, can you do anything? Can your god save her, please?
I can try. I can ask. I can't promise. I grab my holy symbol, the necklace of the fox, and fuck. I'm just gonna start praying to Shinzi. Like this fucking tragedy. Like Shinzi, if you can see this, I understand that, you know, you can't intervene with everything, but she doesn't deserve this. She didn't deserve what's happening. None of these people really deserve what's happened here. How can you idly sit by and I don't know what to do. I don't know how to help. I need guidance and I need help here, Shinzi. I need you. These people need you. I don't know what to do. And I know that it's probably not going to work, and I use my last cure wounds. With tears streaming down my face, I've got nothing else.
Okay. As you reach out and you feel your spirit connect with the void, you feel the wash of cold brush over your skin as you start to hear the faint noise of bamboo wind chimes. Before you appears in your mind's eye a golden figure of a fox. Its bright yellow golden eyes piercing through you. You feel that gaze deep in your soul.
You've got to help them. You've got to help her.
The question is, darling, why? She has lived a life.
It's not her time yet. She doesn't deserve this.
And yet, the grandmothers have decided it is. Why should I save her for you? What are you willing to give? Because balance in this tenuous time must be maintained.
What do I have to give? What is it that you want from me?
It is more, what are you willing to offer?
I would trade my own life force if it brings her back.
That is interesting.
Oh, fuck.
While he's autopiloting his way back out, does he see this going on? Or is it just going on in Blake's head?
Yes. No, you can see Blake is shining. There is golden light radiating from him. You can see that there is threads connecting him and Tammy at the moment.
Hasa lumbers over. What?
You've put me in an interesting position, little one. Your 9
It's not a time.
lives are tied intrinsically to the past. I will save her, but you will never attain your 9th tale. Do you accept?
If that's what it takes to bring her back, I accept.
You watch as the golden fox comes over to you. And you watch as he bites one of your ethereal tails. You feel pain and you cry out physically as you feel it torn from you. As Breeze and Hasa, you watch as the marble shard slides from Tammy's chest as her eyes open wide, golden light pouring from her as she gasps an inhalation. Like you take a deep breath as you collapse to your knees, your connection to your god broken.
Fuck.
Hasa drops down beside Tammy and Blake. What happened?
Tammy is sobbing as she throws herself at you, Hasa, and just holds you tight.
Yeah, he wraps an arm around her, and after a brief moment, he wraps an arm around Blake as well, and he pulls them both in.
Are there still people inside?
Just Breeze is just weeping. Yeah, there's still people inside.
No, Breeze. We gotta go.
No, we don't.
No, Breeze, you don't understand. We were set up. Rick is gone. We were attacked. We were attacked because they mentioned you by name.
What?
And then you get bombed here at the gala. Someone is targeting you.
No, this can't have. You say this is all my fucking fault.
No. It's not your fault. It's just someone's targeting you.
This is nothing to do with me. It wasn't a trap for me.
Hey, a bomb goes off at the gala you're going to while the other half of your party gets attacked and ambushed.
Fuck you.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you can share that sentiment with all the people here.
Well, then if it's my fault, I should probably fucking help him, shouldn't I? Tabby,
You
are you
can
okay?
help by not staying here. The longer you stay here, the more these people are in danger. We should all disappear, not be here, and regroup.
Okay, I ran off. I just ran away.
I push out of Hasa's arms and I start moving back towards the I'm gonna continue getting people out of here.
Okay.
I've got 3 counts of lesser restoration and I'm gonna fucking use every last one of them.
Okay. I will also allow you to make a medicine check with advantage, just as a blanket check.
Does Blake know anything about medicine? Did he go to medical school? The answer is he fucking watched Scrubs. What a genius!
Nate was an
Dr.
expert
Cox
on
was
house.
his. Dr. Cox was his IRL hero.
Blake, as you
Breaker
are,
cures
so
cancer.
neat.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
you've managed to bum you've managed to bum a medical kit off of one of the ambulance crews, and you are making your way around to people and bandaging them up, suturing, and just healing people like a pro.
Foxy Hauser.
I've seen so many episodes of Scrubs. I know exactly what I'm doing.
While this is going on and Breeze has run off,
Yep, Breeze has just did. She has
can-
run off on you.
I was told that I was a threat to the people here, so I'm getting away from the people here. So, you know.
can Crisis look around for the night captain and see if she is here on site?
She is. She is trying to direct people. She is trying to speak to the university staff. She's basically trying to find out what happened.
All right. I need someone to go with me to go talk to the night captain because we got to get Rick back because we're being set up. And while yes, this is all very tragic, and I realize I'm very non-blasé about it, we have other issues that's gonna bite us in the ass if we don't take care of it real quick. So, someone who is here, please come with me to talk to her for like 5 minutes.
Yes.
Thank you. And I will drag Hassa over to the night captain.
I'm gonna like pull Tammy up to her feet and just, if she's amicable to walking, he will bring her along too. If not, he will like heft her up and almost carry her.
She is completely healed, but she is just a little shaky on her feet.
Alright.
As you are following Crisis to go find the night captain, she grabs your hand, Hassa, and presses something into it. She's handing you what appears to be a small folded piece of paper.
Okay. While they're walking, he will look at it.
It has a latitude and longitude on it. In, weirdly, a recognizable hand, but you have no idea how she has this.
Okay.
Roll me a nature? I think nature, to see if you recognize the directions.
He's stupid right now.
He is stupid right now. You don't know. But the thing you do recognize about the script, it's in your oldest sister's handwriting.
His eyes go a little wide, glances back to her, back to the paper, while they're accompanying Crisis. And then he pockets it.
Okay. Breeze, where are you heading?
I was thinking, from what I've seen of the city so far in the week we've been here, also, time's a weird thing.
It's been about a week and a half, so.
Like, I think because she's scared that it was targeted towards her. She wants to go to the place that's the least populated that she's seen so far, and like to one of those treetop walkways, and just basically hide in a tree and
Okay.
just wait.
You go hide in a tree. Okay.
What do you make it sound lame when you put it that way?
No.
I was trying to.
We
You
get
basi-
stuck
you
up there
basic-
with you.
You basically do the equivalent of you find an alleyway and go hide next to a dumpster. Just the Fae version. I go hide in a tree. Yeah. And that makes perfect sense. I actually like this. So while you're doing that, Crisis, you notice Knight Captain Clasali talking to what appears to be the university director. As you approach, she excuses herself and says she'll be back in a moment. As she turns to you, why am I not surprised you're here?
Listen, we have a problem, and not just this, but in a little bit, you will more than likely get a report about someone matching my description, fleeing a crime scene of some kind, and what are the odds, right? Listen, I'm just gonna come out and say it. Me and another associate who you may or may not know and slept with, we were about to go rob someone. Nothing harm, nothing foul. And weirdly enough, some guys turn up and they gas me with a gas grenade from a grenade launcher, toss a bloody knife in the back of a car, and they tell us, hey, shouldn't have been involved with Breeze. And I thought, oh, that's weird. And then I come here and I find out, wow, it's weird that the place that where Breeze and my good friend Hasa are at suddenly gets attacked. I couldn't help but notice, watching our possible third compatriot who may or may not have been there, who may or may not be in the back of a police cruiser right now. Some of the evidence was pocketed off of the scene by an officer, and he had a funny little medallion on his uniform, the same kind of medallion I see on the Sunwalkers. And
She's nodding as you're saying this. You may have failed to notice in a lot of I statements there are a lot of dead people around here.
yeah, but
And you're telling me that I should be paying particular attention to you because you were doing something illegal.
no, I am trying to highlight that you
I
have
should
Sunwalkers.
Yes, we have Sunwalkers. They supplement
yeah.
the guard.
Right. Okay. Here's the thing I want to highlight. Right. The same night that we're trying to do a maybe or maybe not robbery.
Do you have any
bombing
proof that these
all
two things are connected?
hard proof? No.
So at the moment, all you're doing is hearsay.
It's not hearsay.
No,
mean-
but you're also asking me to intervene on something that you're saying
I'm
happened.
asking you to intervene. I'm telling you in particular because you don't seem like you have your head up your ass, which is a good trait to have. And it seems like there are people here who do have their head up their ass.
So
And so-
basically,
powerful women.
So basically what you're telling me is, unless I listen to you about your crackpot
And yet
theory
they
that
thought
the
it never
Sunwalkers are evil and actively working against us and they're targeting your friend, you can surely see how all of this sounds absolutely insane.
No, not really. Okay, maybe it's a cultural thing, but you know what?
I mean, you
I don't
come
think this
here,
is
you tell me you and your friends are breaking into a place. I'm
maybe
assuming on some
hypothetically.
job. You're telling me Blake is also involved, which, wonderful. More paperwork.
Hypothetically.
But you're telling me all of this is happening, and then you're telling me, well, it's connected to the bombing. Telling me you have no proof beyond the police arrested you and the Sunwalkers did their job. You don't see how that might be prejudicial?
So the Jeep's window of the car that's on the scene is smashed out, but the projectile that smashed it out is not there, because that was the thing that was being removed. And I'm more than certain you can swab down that car for residue of some kind, and you'll see that, some kind of gas agent was...
to see how this is more important than the bombing of a location in the city.
Because they specifically mentioned Breeze, who happens to be at the location where the bombing happens.
And you have proof that these two things are connected?
Don't you people have, like, memory walkers or something?
So, I'm just expected to believe you. I don't even know who you are.
Right. Okay. So, Asa, you have anything you want to input on this?
Friend of Blake. He's talking about retrieval mission for Guild. They were ambushed. I was not there, unfortunately. What kind of evidence is needed?
Proof. You're coming here telling me that these two things are connected with nothing to prove it. At the moment, you may have noticed, we have a little bit of a crisis. I have to put manpower towards this. Instead of investigating the whereabouts of one man, I can send a detective to look into the disappearance of our friend. If you really want, I can send an officer, but you're also telling me, accusing the Sunwalkers. On what evidence?
And I believe Bao ran off as well after Breeze, didn't he?
Yes, I believe Bao ran after Breeze.
Yeah.
Okay, alright. We don't have the proof they need right now, Crisis. Let's leave it at that. We have lodged our statement.
I can I can send in a call, get one of the officers to check the police stations for your friend. What was his name again?
Rakin.
I'll do what I can. I will at least see if I can find where they've sent him. I can't promise it will be quick with everything that's going on, but I'll try to find him at least for you.
Thank you. Please understand, if what we fear is true, we worry for his safety.
I understand that, but I have to worry about the safety of all these people too.
Of course. I have moved a majority of those I could recover over there.
And I thank you and appreciate your help.
If there's nothing else, I look to Crisis.
Nah, apparently there's nothing to talk about.
We can't do any more here for Rick. We should go find the others.
Yeah.
One final thing. I would like to put forward that should we feel threatened, we would understandably wish to depart. I want it clarified that this was not a matter of escaping judgment, simply safety. Understood?
At this stage, we have no reason to suspect you. Unless we find evidence to the contrary, I have no reason to detain you. Understandably, if you wish to leave, you are free to do so. We can always contact you or Her Highness if we need statements.
Precisely. Our devices are still operational.
Of course, and if I need, I can get your details from the Adventurers Guild if necessary.
Correct. Do you need her, any kind of like gestures to Tammy, to stay, or can I escort her away?
Honestly, it looks like she's been through a lot. Go and get some rest. If I need answers, I'll send a sergeant to come and take her statement.
Thank you. Alright. And
She gives you a nod and goes back to talking to the guards and whatnot, trying to manage this place.
Yep. Alright. Turn back to Crisis. We should round them up.
Yeah. I'll go help Professor Fine Breeze.
Before you do,
Nope.
I
Continue.
will just say, I understand your urgency and concern, but she is right. We need more evidence.
Yeah, well, this is Sunwalkers, so there ain't gonna be no evidence.
We will try our best, Crisis. I believe in us.
No, I do. Listen. There is a solution for this. I am trying to appease the group here and choose the peaceful one first. But, there's always multiple solutions. Diplomacy doesn't have to be the only one.
Believe me, if the sun... He kind of like stumbles over the words because he's clearly forgotten their name.
You're doing great, champ.
If they are responsible, you are not alone in seeking a violent retort. And kind of like his face darkens and he like pulls Tammy a bit closer. Let's go. And yep, now we'll
Okay.
Sorry.
Nope, absolutely fine. So, you guys head out. Blake, you notice that Crisis Harser and his sister are starting to leave. Do you go with them?
Oh, well, we were going to round everyone up, so
Okay.
Crisis was going after Breeze, I believe.
Yes.
The question is, as you get outside, roll me survival to see if you can figure out where they've gone.
I don't think I wasn't especially like hiding my tracks. I just ran like a wild thing into the night. So...
Just gallivanting off into the dark.
like,
Oh no, she left a slipper.
I mean, like, honestly, my fancy clothes are like.
Actually, a good point. Does the glamour weave include shoes?
Should I roll something to see if I
Um,
got away?
I was gonna ask if I could use my DM inspiration on my screen.
Yeah, you can use your DM inspiration if you like to roll again.
I'm never gonna remember to use it if I don't use it this session, so I'm just gonna
No,
use it.
go ahead, roll again.
That's a good point.
God damn it!
Well
Oh,
done.
you suck.
Apparently, you're not meant to find Breeze.
You personally suck. I could roll like
wait,
a stealth to see if I got away.
Yeah, I was gonna say this shit.
Use disadvantage because I wasn't trying to
This is
hide.
the thing. Yeah,
Maybe.
this is the thing. You don't even need to roll a stealth to see if you got away because you left significantly before he came back. So
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
just like the mental image I've got of Crisis like leans down and picks up some dirt, rubs it through his fingers, stands up, clueless, leans down, does it again, stands up,
Rubs
slightly
the dirt on his rubs the dirt on his gums.
I was about to
He's still
say.
clueless, but slightly less clueless this time.
yes.
I think Mrs. Breeze's dried up shit on the ground. Seems
Yeah,
like
no. Unfortunately, I will say, about roll me a perception to see if you can figure out. Like, I mean, you were following her, and I'm pretty sure you're slightly
Yeah,
following Breeze, but
I definitely followed after her.
okay. So, actually, I won't even say. If you're,
So I get a nat
knows
20.
everything.
Yeah,
I
weight
will.
check,
I
maybe,
will
no?
allow you to roll a stealth to hide in the tree.
Okay. I don't try to hide technically. I didn't run away stealthily, but I'm trying to hide in the tree.
Yeah. As you're
No, I
sitting
can
there, as you're
Hear
sitting there,
the
high
jingles of
amongst,
jewelry.
yes, high amongst the boughs.
Higher
God, that totally right. As you're hiding up amongst the branches, covered by foliage, you hear a jingle of small decorative coins and bells as almost Cheshire cat-like bow appears.
I tried to stop my tears
Yeah.
onto the
Belle,
walkway, and I'm like, no, my tears are giving me away.
Belle, like, did the thing that, lemurs do and just hang upside down from a branch with his tail.
And
Like,
scream in your
hello!
face. No! Oh, it's okay. I'm sorry. Crisis told me I had to go away and leave everybody because I'm a danger to them.
I'm pretty sure you just meant just leave the general area because people are
Oh,
after you and
which
stuff.
general-
I kind
I
of
don't know which
overheard.
general area is that. If people are after me, then they're after me in every area.
I mean, like, it would be more of to keep, like, any more possible danger away
Yeah.
from where there's
That
been
wasn't
already.
that wasn't my fault. There are ways that people could have tried to kill me specifically.
I know, it's not your fault. It's the fact that, like,
I don't
you
think that
can't
had anything
control that.
to do with
It's not your
me.
fault.
But no, but I don't think that had anything to do with me. If somebody mentioned my name to Hasa, then to oh god, my brain. If somebody mentioned my name at the heist, then it can't have been me they were trying to get at the ball because it would have been easy to get me. But it was just generalized. It was I looked and they were just trying to explode from the outside in. They placed explosives on the outside, and they were just trying to get as many people as possible, as many of the rich people as possible. Maybe me, but maybe also her. So maybe Tammy. She's okay, right?
I'm pretty sure she's okay. Like, whatever Blake did, like, I was watching while I was binging people.
He's
Like, whatever Blake did, he definitely brought Tammy back. She was definitely dead
fucking-
before.
He's fucking incredible. I need to thank him when I see him.
I'm just worried that to do a magic like that, you usually have to lose something in return.
Like a really cool watch.
Oh, is a life worth a watch?
No.
Exactly.
Cool
So it
watch.
needs something.
Yeah, that's a good point, I think.
How cool is the watch? How many souls
How
have
cool is
been
the watch?
made? Like, have been like taken to make that fucking watch?
Is it a rolly?
No, but maybe, but like when I mean, Shinzi isn't even my god, and when I prayed to Shinzi to make him not stupid anymore, Shinzi just laughed and accepted. So I thought maybe he would just laugh and bring Kami back.
I feel like it's
But it seemed like a
something-
longer interaction. Yeah.
In life, you're supposed to have only one chance. One chance at everything. And
Please don't tell me that's true.
I mean, as far as I know, it's you have one chance. But Tammy's been given
No.
a second chance. And it's likely that it came with a cost. Maybe not for Tammy, but for Blake. I'm just worried that it's not nothing bad. Reincarnation is no simple thing. Or not reincarnation, revival is what I mean.
Resurrection.
Yeah.
He's incredibly selfless, and I shouldn't have asked that of him.
Hey,
I
don't
kind of
worry about that now.
Why does it feel like
Tammy's-
everything's my fault?
Tammy's fine now. You're alive. We're alive.
You're alive.
We're all alive. And that
You're
is
alive.
the best.
Is Rick? Oh fuck, Rick! Is he? Apparently he
don't-
was taken.
Was he?
Yeah, that's what Crisis said. Rick was taken because of you, and now this place has been blown up because of you. We need to get you out of here. And where was Rick taken?
I don't know. I wasn't there for that. This is all very new to me. I was
Well,
with you.
I know you weren't
before.
there, for that, but I thought you stayed longer after. Maybe Crisis said he was taken by the goddamn something. I don't know.
But
So I should hide in this tree, and then you go find Rick. I'm a liability, I suppose. So
no, I came here because I wanted to make sure you're okay. If people are after you, then you shouldn't be alone. And also
Doesn't
being
matter.
alone after everything is not. It's not really great, honestly.
I mean, after everything, I think people should be with Harsa and with Tammy because they've been through the most, really. Like, I mean, Harsa.
You've been through a
Sorry.
lot. I saw you hurt. Like Harsa has
Harsa's
everybody else in the party. You ran off by yourself, and I just wanted to be there.
Harsa's lost so much already. I can't even for a moment
So
I'm
have
thinking that he lost.
you. Don't forget that. You've lost so much as well.
Not really.
Harsa's lost much.
It's really kind of you to say, but I haven't really lost anything. So what now? And are you okay? You got hurt. I mean, I know you were healed, but like,
I'm fine. I'm just glad that I survived in the end, considering what it was. But regardless, let's focus about what we're gonna do next. So you're in danger. We're all in danger because we're being
I'm
targeted.
possibly in danger. I mean, just because my name was mentioned once doesn't mean necessarily.
Well, it's
I
obviously a
found that-
warning.
Grace has a tendency to overreact to things. I mean, the time that were you there for the stakeout when Rick snuck in and he was like, "Get him out of the house." It turned out it wasn't what he thought, and I don't know. I'm thinking that maybe having like 8 people's worth of trauma in your head maybe makes you a little volatile?
Not really. My dads are pretty traumatized and they live in the same body.
Not volatile at all.
They're, if anything, their struggles, their hardships make them. What
Where
is
is
that?
where is that noise coming from? They found us.
Just someone being murdered down below. It's fine.
We need to leave a different tree.
But they've, if anything, they came out stronger because of their hardships.
But they did it once. He seems to have done it 8, 9 times. I don't know. I'm not blaming him. I'm just. I thought she was dead, and I thought it was my fault, and
It's not
I thought
your
I'd hurt-
fault. It's
I
the
thought I'd hurt him.
explosion's fault.
I thought I'd hurt him too in a way that he would never come back from, and I was so scared. That's his. I had my EC to bow and say call them, maybe get them. We can all meet somewhere which Crisis deems safe.
Yeah, I can do
Yeah.
that. You
Okay.
kind of probably slink up a little bit further away just in case, like, I don't know, phone's being tracked or something.
I was
Like-
about to smash it,
Oh, you're
Sorry.
about to. Oh, you're
I-
about to.
no, I said before you got here I was thinking I should smash it, but now I'm like, well, I
Should
made some good points.
probably call them
so-
and get them over here,
Oh,
or like some.
Photo of Crisis, but you ring through, you hear the chiming of it as it's calling.
He's
There
holding the
is-
grenade launcher and he's shirtless for some reason and he's laughing at the sky.
Bao, as you can hear the phone ringing, in the back of your mind, you hear this muted tingling noise, like a bell, but you ignore it as Crisis. I assume you answer.
Crisis does not, as Crisis does not have a phone.
Oh,
When?
does Crisis not have a phone?
No, he does not.
Oh, never mind then.
You did one earlier.
Guess
'cause you've
it
got-
is
It's weird that you have a picture of Crisis
Cool.
when he doesn't have a
Yeah,
phone.
Yeah, but
This is
wait,
funnier.
you got called earlier.
No.
it's actually
earlier.
Blake's number, and for some reason it's got Crisis's picture on it.
Yeah. No, the reason I can talk to Blake
No,
is
it's-
because I gave him a two-way radio.
Oh, that's right. Crisis has the two-way radio. Rick,
Yeah.
Blake, and Hasa. At this point, Rick, Blake, Hasa, and Breeze all have phones.
Okay, so it's Blake
Okay, you call Blake.
and it's what's Blake doing?
Yeah.
Blake.
No,
doing
it's just a picture of a sleepy fox. It's Blake as a sleepy fox. Is the
Aw.
pops up.
He looks very cute. He looks very cute. Do you answer, Blake?
Ding 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 ding.
Yeah, I answer, but I'm still doing the medicines.
You are still doing
The
medicines.
medicines.
So yeah, just sort of hello.
Hi, it's Val. Breeze has handed me the phone to tell you that we should meet up somewhere. I'm probably not gonna say on the phone, but we should probably meet up somewhere and recuperate after what's happened.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm gonna be here a while, but it's a mess. I can send the others your way if you need. I mean, you can come back and get them. I don't.
Well, is like the ambulance and stuff there?
I mean,
Like, what's it looking like? for Blake over there, like situation-wise, after all the help and stuff.
Yeah,
The
what
ambulances
am I
are-
seeing, Teeks?
The ambulances are taking away now, just managing to take away most of the grievously injured. For those who it's too late for, there are people bagging up, coroners bagging up bodies. But for those who are just able to be patched up and heading home, it is slowly starting to get quieter. They have lit torches and floodlights in the actual gallery to start doing investigations. But beyond that, it is. There are investigators here at this point.
Okay, but there's still injured people I can help at the moment. Is
there's a
everyone
couple.
attended to?
Yeah, most people are attended to at this point.
All right. Well, I'm gonna stay until everyone who can be seen has been seen. So, depending on how long you deem that to whether or not I have to leave after the others or whatnot
I would say after about a good hour after this event, they finally say that you can head off because most of the people that you can help, you've helped. Especially since you run out of your healing magic and things like this at this point. So you are tapped and you are tired.
Okay. So, when would that fall into account between the phone call from Bao? Because I'm trying to work out, do I tell the others and send them, be like, on your way, kids, I'm busy here, or do I go with, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to work out.
You would have got the call from Bao at about the 40-minute mark, and you probably had another 20 minutes of work that you could help out with.
Okay, well, I let Bao. Look, I'm staying until everyone who can be helped is helped. If you guys are going to go somewhere else, I can tell the others, or you can just ring Hasa. I'm needed here.
It's about 10 p.m. by the way.
It's 4:30.
Yeah, just go and tell them to meet us somewhere. Could I have a view of the map real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Boo, just so I could just.
We can definitely move to the.
Yeah.
Okay.
God. It'll take forever to load.
For it to
What would
clear
be
up.
like? What have been like places the group hasn't gone to yet that we don't frequent as much? More so.
Any of the other taverns, let's be honest. Blake's house.
You can just go to my house.
Yeah, we could just go to Blake's house. But I'll be like, wait.
I have a house. Just go there, and I will meet you there later.
Okay. Alright, well, I'll meet you there then.
Reese still has a key, technically, so...
Okay. Alright, you tell the others, and we'll all meet up there.
Awesome. I hang up, I look up. If I don't see the others immediately, I'm talking, I look up, spin, they're not there. I just literally send Hasa a text to go to my place, and then I put my phone back in my pocket and go back to healing people.
Yeah, they're not there. They've left by now, so...
Sweet.
Hasa, I believe you would be in a taxi with your sister.
Yeah.
When you get the call from Blake.
Yep, he hears the text message, he kind of fat fingers his phone a bit because it's tiny in his enlarged hands, reads it, and just change of plans, and I'll redirect to Blake's place.
Okay.
How long are you big for?
There you go. How long are you big for?
Not like that, you weirdo.
Does the Viagra last?
If longer than 4 hours,
Oh god.
professional help. No, he is. At this point, the transformation will last a number of hours equal to alchemist level, which is 4. So I can't willingly end it until 4 hours have elapsed.
Okay. So, as you guys reach Blake's house, by this time Blake is also heading back in this direction. I believe Breeze and Bao.
Yeah, I would say to Bao, like, I'd be like, dude, you know, if we're trying to stay incognito, it's weird that we're going to the house of one of the team members, but okay, if that's what makes a good idea.
I was going to suggest somewhere else, but it
I mean,
hasn't been out
I thought, I overheard you on the phone, and I thought you were going to say the place where we rescued the cats from or something, so we would meet at, you know, a place where nobody else would be able to know where it was, but it was still, we would know where it was, but it's fine.
I mean, I don't know.
At least now we're cautious.
Did anyone tell Crisis where y'all going?
I tried. You don't have a phone number.
I believe, yeah, like everybody was at the party, right? I thought you and Hasa was with you, right?
No, I went off looking
Oh.
for Breeze.
Oh, good luck finding.
Ah! Okay.
Who has the other walkie-talkie?
This is Crisis' worst nightmare come to life.
Who has the other walkie-talkie?
Crisis is wandering around in the forest.
I mean, it's not a forest. Come on, he's wandering the streets.
He's
Also
wandering the
had
streets.
the other-
It's forest.
Also
The
had
streets
other
are the
radio,
forest.
so as soon as he had the
Okay.
as soon as he got the message, he
Yeah.
radioed Crisis and informed him.
Okay.
No, because we tried to radio you last session. You didn't have the radio because you left it back at your room.
Oh yeah, never mind. Yeah.
Maybe a
No
passing
one
wait
has a-
staff.
You know what? No, Crisis is allowed to wander around to his heart's content. So we're just going to take a
Getting
quick...
increasingly paranoid.
Yeah, getting increasingly paranoid. We're just going to take a quick 5-minute break, and we will be back in 5 minutes. So go to the bathroom, go
It
get a
is
drink.
Crisis. Well, this is Crisis' fault, just to be clear.
Yeah, and we will see you in 5 minutes.
Oh,
Welcome back, everybody. I've got to wait for everything to load up again for whatever reason. Okay, here we go. Yes. Welcome back, everybody. We're not transmitting. Yeah, there we go. Welcome back, everybody, to Set for Anarchy. Yay!
Hello.
We're back. People are saved. People have been resurrected. People live. There are more investigations. Apparently, Breeze is at the center of some conspiracy. But we'll see more about
we
that
don't know
as
that.
we dive back
We
in.
do know that.
As Hasa, you and I think it's just you and your sister, isn't it, at this point? Yeah.
Well, technically, we were splitting up to round everyone up, but apparently now I'm in a taxi, so...
You said you were in a taxi.
No, Tegan was
I
in.
said-
I just yes-and.
Oh, I'm following now.
I'm seeing everybody's stats for the first time and I'm shocked. Crisis is smart.
Yeah. Make that
But
make
yes,
sense,
no,
right?
Oh.
We're heading out. Going to Blake's.
Okay, so Hasa, you arrive at Blake's place. You're gonna have to wait on the sidewalk anyway for Breeze to show up because Breeze has the key. So
Mhm.
it takes a couple of minutes, but eventually Breeze and two hooded figures come towards you up the
Breeze
street.
and two hooded figures?
Well, no, Breeze is what I'm assuming. Breeze is one of the hooded figures.
Yeah.
That is my assumption, and that is terrible of me to assume.
Yeah, if my hood
Lullaby.
if my hood didn't get absolutely wrecked in the explosion, I'm still wearing it, yeah.
Yep. Nope. So
Val doesn't have a hood, so he's hiding in her hood. Behind her.
okay.
so it looks
Some-
like an old
Apparently
hunchback woman.
I'm kind of weird and drunk today, the strength of people I
You're
care
just,
about dying. So,
you're just
yeah.
piggybacking Bow, yeah. So,
Yes.
Yeah, I just have a really hairdo because like your head's on top of my head and the head's
What?
pulled over.
You know what? We look like those people that wear the really long trench coats to like disguise themselves as a really tall person.
yep.
That's what we look like right now. But it's a cloak.
So, as you approach, you see Hasa and Tammy standing on the sidewalk. As you get closer, Breeze, Tammy throws her arms around you to give you a hug.
I'm so sorry, Tammy. I tried. I just let you die, and I'm so sorry. I didn't mean. I'm so sorry.
Hey,
Tammy.
you didn't let me die.
I
It's your
tried-
fault.
I tried to heal you, and it didn't work. And my magic is fucking useless and crap. And you're okay? You feel okay?
I feel like I've been through a shredder, but I'll live.
I squeeze her really tight, and then is she taller than me?
How tall are you?
5. Oh fuck! I forgot. I think 5'3".
Then she is taller than you at 5'10".
Okay, remember, I stand on tiptoes and I just want to just kiss her on the forehead and just be like, I'm sorry.
Stop apologizing. It wasn't your fault.
And I said, how is he?
Eh,
He,
smarter than you.
Yeah.
Wow.
he couldn't have lost you two. You know, he couldn't. It wouldn't. I'm so glad you're. Oh, I'm gonna shut up and open this goddamn door. And I open the door.
Valcor, can you just roll me is it sleight of hand or
Oh,
thieves' tools,
no.
whichever you've got.
And can Breeze roll a quick dexterity check to
I
see
ju-
if
I
she
just
gets
need to know
bowled
if he's-
over by
just
Mothy,
need
who she's just let out?
No. Funnily enough,
Or the
Breeze-
the door
No.
is bombed.
Nope,
Okay.
nope, it's fine. I just needed to see this. Breeze, you open the door. Mothy does not attempt to bowl you over.
Boscoe? Who's Boscoe?
You know Boscoe?
As I just need to, yes, that and that. There we go. So, Breeze, you make your way in. Blake's house is dark. As you enter into the room, Yes. As you enter into the room, the dining table has a hooded figure, or a darkened figure, sitting at it. There is a lump on the table. This small figure has its feet on the table.
Blake? Because Blake isn't there, right? I'd be like,
No,
Blake?
Blake's not there. He's smaller than Blake.
Everybody get out.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yep.
What have you guys done with my brother?
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
I knew it! I fucking knew it!
Blake's your brother?
No, you idiot.
Do any of you light a lantern or something? Because it's
I can
currently
see in the dark.
Okay, then you would see a small Raken gentleman, slightly different markings to Rick. He has the full proper bandit mask marking on his face. He's got an eye patch across one eye, and where Rick always used to dress, very in detective chic, Boscoe appears to be in a white t-shirt, a leather jacket, a pair of very fitted leather jeans, and his coif hair is curled back on itself.
It's actually a red t-shirt.
Oh, red t-shirt. Oh, of course it is. You and your fucking red shirts. There you go. He's wearing, I believe you're wearing, which type of shoes are you wearing? Because I was going to go biker boots, but I'm assuming it's...
Oh, biker boots. They're
Yeah.
biker boots.
Okay.
He's
Looking
basically
very
wearing
like,
biker's leathers.
yeah, we went with, looks like Danny from Greece, a little bit, correct?
Yeah,
But in raccoon form.
in raccoon form. He's also pointing a pistol at you.
Okay, calm the fuck down. Crisis. Oh, where's Crisis? He's not with
Crisis
you?
is not here.
Oh.
No.
It's
I'm
just
going to
hard to
immediately smack
point it out.
myself with Cure Wounds
Okay.
and interpose myself between the gun and the rest of the people who have just entered.
Oh, look at the hero.
Anybody who knows what happened to your brother isn't here right now. So, can we perhaps calm down? But we didn't do anything to your brother. If
Then we'll both.
Just so you know.
We'll all sit here quietly then, and wait
Yeah.
for who knows.
yeah, let's.
Take a seat.
I'd love to. I love sitting.
I love sitting. It's my favorite activity.
He'll do the pointing
I'm
thing
just
with
gonna
the
sit right here.
with the gun.
The moth. Weirdly, Bosco, this moth has been harassing you since you broke in here.
I've tied his little legs together with duct tape.
You don't need to do it with duct tape. He's got a shoelace around his neck. So you hog tie him with the shoelace.
I hope you know that just makes him even more annoying because now he's just flapping around on the ground everywhere.
Yeah, he's just flopping around on the ground. After about 20 minutes of waiting, a taxi pulls up as you get out of your car, Blake.
Oh, but so I just before I leave the place, I'm with all the mayhem that's going on. The last thing I'm gonna do before I leave is make sure that all of my coins are in one place. Like I'm gonna see where are all my where are my coins is the one. Oh, I want to know where everyone is to make sure they're all together. And if I see one,
hey, good job. This is a pre-thought out thing, and I'm so glad of this. You notice that almost all of them, almost all of the coins are where they're supposed to be, except 2. One seems to be wandering around in Cottonwood, not near your house though. Just seems to be wandering around.
Never got a coin.
Oh, that didn't you?
Nope.
Crisis has a coin. Everyone has a coin.
No, Crisis never took a coin.
Val doesn't have a coin either.
You literally, unless you specifically got rid of it, every single one of you took a coin when you first met me.
No, I don't think I was
Didn't
there.
take one.
Because I gave you. Oh, Bao technically wasn't there. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
Val didn't have a coin.
Okay.
So unless Bao would have taken a coin, because I would have definitely offered Bao a coin when I realized that Bao was part of the adventuring group. But Crisis took one. I'm like sure of it.
No, he didn't. He thought, oh, wow, this guy's kind of weird, and purposely would not take a coin.
I
Yeah.
vaguely remember that. Okay, then Crisis is lost forever. Well done, everybody.
You know, good hustle. I tried, team.
However, I'm just double
He seems
checking.
kind of
Rick
important to
took
the
one,
plot.
right?
Yep.
Okay, the one that belongs to Rick is actually heading off towards the capital.
Lovely. And I know whose coin is whose.
Oh, shit.
I'm gonna head home. There's nothing I can do at the moment to help Rick. And as far as I know, every idiot is together.
Yep, as far as you know.
Crisis.
So you walk inside, but as you walk up the steps to your townhouse, you realize there are no lights lit. The door is unlocked, unless you locked it after yourself. Again, Breeze. But otherwise, the door is unlocked.
No, I opened it. I came in and I sat down and I
so
would
the
have
door is
left it even open almost, unless he
so-
told me to close it.
Been left open.
I left it open.
Yep. Okay, so your house is dark, the door is open, and it is silent apart from this noise.
Lovely. So I can already tell Mothy's inside, getting up to mischief. The fact that no one's yelling at Moffy not to get up to mischief strikes me as very odd. I am gonna come through the back door.
Okay, you jump over your fence, over the trash can, into your backyard as you open the back door into your kitchen. The kitchen is also dark. Roll me
Awesome.
stealth.
What if I didn't?
Then it's like Boscoe,
I'm exhausted. I can't be too fucking
you hear the
quiet.
clatter of the back door in the kitchen open.
I'll sort of have the gun pointed in that direction, and as he's sneaking in, I'll
Come and join the party. Go take a seat.
What? What are you doing in my house? Who are you?
Someone's asking questions. Someone could get hurt. Go sit down with your friends.
I've had an absolute fucking
I'll fire up
nightmare.
a shot in the door frame next to him.
I'm sorry, I didn't say speak. I said take a seat.
What do I have to roll to punch Boscoe in the fucking face?
An unarmed attack.
Oh, unarmed attack is what I'm good at. Let us roll it.
You
Is it
cross the room in
25
about
hit?
you cross the room in about 2 swift strides and just, I assume a 25 hits Bosco.
Oh yeah.
He knocks you out of the chair onto the ground. Roll the damage, Blake. Your hands aren't on fire, I'm assuming, so...
No, not at the
As
moment.
you take 6 bludgeoning damage, Boscoe, as you're sprawled onto the floor, your jaw aching as this gentleman is standing over the knocked over chair.
There has been enough blood shed tonight. You do not have to be another one.
I just shot you in the leg.
Silvery
Oh,
barbs. So it's the 15.
That's yeah.
Okay, so does a 15 hit Blake? I'm pretty sure it doesn't.
Nah.
Nah, oh good. The you hear it poof, as the wooden leg of your table takes a bullet.
Ah.
I said, take a seat.
I said it's not gonna happen. I bang my fists together and I'm gonna punch him again.
There's light in the room as
Oof.
you watch as Blake.
You have
pounds
advantage
his
because of
hands
silvery
together.
barbs, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
You have
Yeah.
advantage, so technically 13, but still.
Doesn't
Oh.
hit.
Yeah. But
It's
yes,
better than a nat 1, I guess.
Blake's hands light on fire as he throws another punch, but you roll to one side, Bosco, trying to dodge the flaming hand.
We
All
don't
right.
have to fight.
Oh, you hit me.
Can I try and shout something? Can I try and like harm the situation with shouting, or no?
Do it.
You can do whatever
I
you
would just
like.
say, we're oh fuck. We're Rick's friends. We're not his enemies. Please, let's talk.
Your idiot friend struck first.
I'm assuming
You
a
pointed a
16
gun at his
doesn't
fucking
hit.
face, and you broke into his house.
What was that?
Does a 16 hit, Blake?
16 is, yeah, meet or beat, so yeah.
Yep. So you take a dagger to the knee. Why not?
Me
There
too.
goes your dance.
My sweet
career.
rose.
As you take 2 points you take 2 points of piercing
two,
as a
yeah.
dagger lodges itself into your knee, Blake.
I said, sit down.
Raccoon boy, you don't want to do this. Not after the day I've had.
Can I roll to see if my persuasion helped at all?
Go for it.
With disadvantage, I assume, because of the situation. Or normal, because we are his friends. I'll just roll. 20!
Lots
I'm
of that
so glad you
twice this
rolled.
game.
Breeze, how do you you're standing I'm assuming you interpose yourself between them?
I like actually like because I'm sitting because he asked me to sit. I just still holding the bottom of my chair, like so I'm still sitting, like just pull my chair. Like,
Stand up,
so-
hold it.
Malicious
yeah,
compliance.
I hold it,
is
but
just ragged.
I just dive in between them, like holding the chair, so I'm still technically sitting, and I'm like, we're his friend. We want him back as much as you do. More, maybe not more. That's presumptuous of me to say, but a lot. Please.
And call your dog off.
He's his own dog. Just put the gun away and let's have a fucking chat.
Once Fire Fist over there sits down.
You put the gun away, I will sit down.
Great, a compromise.
Fine.
And if he puts
I
the
put-
gun away,
I put the gun away.
I shake out my hands and I turn around and walk to the fucking fridge. And I get out. I don't know. I got like a 6-pack of something in there. I get it out and I sit down at the table, take one, and I throw the pack across the room to everyone else.
I weep a little as I open a beer.
If it's tossed to Hasa, he just sort of fumbles it and gets like he gets dinked in the head by it. But yeah, he'll pass it to Tammy. He won't have any.
Okay.
So where the hell's my brother?
Is it obvious? I have proved time and time again that Blake is not really the most
Racially sensitive.
well, Jesus
I've
Christ.
seen his stats. I've seen his. Apart from being a bit racist, I've seen his stats, and he should be good at like everything. So
I was gonna say like, I don't know, what's the term for hasn't seen everything there is to see? He's lived a sheltered life.
Naive.
Obvious that. Is it obvious
well,
that?
he's an ingenue.
Yeah, is it obvious that this raccoon is related to our raccoon? I'm just gonna fucking ask you, who is your brother? What do you actually want?
Reach. Oh, sorry. You probably know him as Rick.
You're looking for Rick.
That's what I said. Is he slow or something?
He's actually incredibly intelligent.
Yeah, definitely.
Could have fooled me.
He underplays it.
I have had such a long fucking day.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Rick's on his way to the capital, if that's what you want.
What?
What?
With who?
How the fuck am I legitimately meant to know with who?
Well, you know he's going there.
Huh? I do know he's going there. I don't know who he's with. I can't see who he's with. I can just tell you where he's going. And judging from... Well, actually, I can't even tell you exactly where Rick is going. I can tell you where Rick's coin's going, and it's the capital.
Damn it. Idiot. Stupid idiot. So, what are you guys gonna do about that?
I plan to go after him.
Good answer.
Rick saved me. I'm gonna save Rick. It's as simple as that.
Oh, you do
Rick
have
is
smarts.
nice to me once, so you know.
Rick's nice to everyone.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
Does not run in the family.
Nah, he's a bit of a black sheep, so to speak.
And you're the favored son?
Wolf in sheep's clothing?
No.
Rick never mentioned you.
Yeah, man.
He doesn't tend to mention the family a lot.
Why are you
He's
looking for
embarrassed about us.
Oh,
Goody
Why?
two-shoes.
yeah. Why are you looking for Rick?
'Cause, well, I did come to warn him, but it's too late now.
Warn about what?
That they're possibly gonna take him?
Them?
Yeah. Them.
You didn't think to ring him?
Well, he normally doesn't carry a phone with him. He's paranoid about him. So you're saying he had a phone?
I mean,
Bit of a brick shithouse of a phone, but yes.
yeah, I mean, just right, it wasn't a fucking good one.
Idiot. That's how they tracked him.
Who is the...
Ever heard of the Scalini brothers?
Have I ever heard of the Scalini brothers?
Have we heard
About
of the
first
Scalini
name,
brothers?
have we had the Scalini brothers?
Yes, you have.
All of us.
All of
Rick,
us?
I'm pretty sure Rick has
particularly
mentioned them
Breeze
before.
and Crisis have. Well, Crisis isn't here. Breeze
Crisis
has heard
isn't.
of it. Breeze has heard of the Scalini brothers.
I
As
know,
you
I
think
know.
back,
They're
as
like
you
the
think
Wiggles.
back to a conversation with some grannies.
The grannies took him.
Gladys did want Rick for her own. She was trying to like get him.
Do you recall?
No, wait.
You recall the conversation with Gladys about her counterfeiter?
I wrote notes back then. Back when the campaign started. That was when I used to write notes. I remember writing it down.
Yeah.
Me too.
He was
Sure, take
Scalini. That was a long time ago.
That was the old Breeze.
That was
I mean-
the old Breeze.
Look, I've never been good at taking notes, and I made a brave attempt, and
I respect you for it. It was a valiant attempt.
Dead Rivers, what's that about? Oh no, that was when I tried to take a second attempt at taking notes.
Love that May doesn't even understand May's own notes. She's like, what is this motherfucker talking about?
Yeah, it's crazy. I occasionally try to take notes, and I end up with loads of different text documents of notes, and it's bad. Yeah, Gladys's forger, of course, right? It was Gladys's forger.
Who the fuck is Gladys?
Oh, you never met Gladys. She was a
Oh
terrible
God,
choose
yes.
of cards, but very fun. Had a bit of an eye on Rick, actually.
I'll have to let Del know that.
So, do they have a place in the capital? The Scalini brothers? Would they be taking him there?
They've got places everywhere. Let's just say they've got their hands in the till everywhere around here, as well as where I'm from.
Which is...
Athenaeum.
Hey, convenient. That's exactly where Rick was from.
That's possibly the best line I've ever heard.
Well, look, I need sleep before we try to do literally anything.
So, if we go to sleep, Tails, did you manage to find any of those coins that my brother was looking for?
No, we haven't found any of the discs that Rick was looking for.
Shit.
But I owe Rick, so if you're gonna go looking for him, I'm gonna come with you.
Well, you do have a decent hook on you.
We're going to the capital anyway.
Two birds,
Two
one
birds.
stone.
Even after
beat
what-
you to it, old man.
Even after what happened tonight, shouldn't we stay and figure this out a little? Like, I don't... What if this was my fault? What if, and I glance a brief at Tammy, what if... Shouldn't we know why we were blown up?
You can't blame yourself for what happened tonight.
I'm saying maybe. I'm not going to make it about me. I'm just saying maybe. But shouldn't we know anyway why somebody blew us up? A lot of people died, so... Maybe.
I know a lot of people died.
I
but-
know. And you-
SARS will figure that out. SARS will figure out what happened. it's what she's here to do. For now, we need to get our friend back.
So,
And
how
Do
the
you
hell
think
did
Rick's
they
in
catch him
trouble?
anyway?
Rick,
He's in trouble, but he can take care of himself. So how'd he get caught?
he basically sacrificed himself to the cops so I could get away.
What were you doing?
We were in the middle of a job. We had to steal a ring
Retrieve.
that had been
Retrieve.
stolen.
Retrieve.
Potato.
Retrieving a stolen
Potato,
item.
specifically potato.
My brother was trying to steal something?
No, he was trying to
Retrieve.
retrieve something.
Oh, yeah, I understand what retrieve means.
It was not the
Wow.
person who had it to begin with, and therefore it was a retrieval attempt.
Blake,
Against their will.
Blake gets up after hearing this, and I reach over and I extend my arm out to this new raccoon. I'm like, I don't mind you, Blake. And I reach out for a handshake.
Spits into his hand.
Bucket I spit in my hand.
It's Boscoe.
Nice to meet you, Boscoe. I think we're gonna get along. But look, we were behind the ball from the get-go. It was a setup. It was a plane and a simple trap, and we walked straight fucking into it.
Yeah, my brother, as a thief, he makes a good cop. You were doomed to start with sending him in there.
He wanted to go.
Very sneaky.
Did you just say, as a thief, he makes a good cop?
Yeah.
Have you never heard that terminology before, Breeze?
No, but he is a cop.
He
Not a-
was.
Okay. So as a cop, he makes a good thief.
No, as a thief, he makes a good cop,
cop.
Breeze.
Huh.
It must not be a saying that's very common in the more
No,
rural
it's just that
homes.
he wasn't a thief though. He was a cop that is retrieving.
That's why he failed. Because he's not a thief.
He's a cop.
Okay, I squint at everybody.
We have a plan now, yes?
Yeah, my plan is to go to sleep, recharge, and take the teleporter pad straight to the capital, and let's try and beat these guys there.
If you could ask Sal though to keep in touch with us and let us know if we're needed here, because I want to know what happened.
I spoke with Sal as we left. She will contact us if needed.
I think you're missing some. Are you, where's your gung-ho friend?
I thought he was chasing them, and I looked to Breeze and bow.
I looked about.
As you are all speculating
I
this,
didn't see him.
as you are all speculating this, Crisis is wandering around the streets.
Uh-huh.
I can point in random directions and cast message.
As you are wandering around Crisis, eventually someone gets your attention, a hooded figure from an alleyway.
So many hooded figures today.
I know.
And apparently I'm weird with the hat with the veil. Okay, I see how it is.
Yes,
What grabs your
everyone else is wearing
attention?
hood.
As the thing that grabbed your attention about this hooded figure is this figure's hood, the whole cloak that hangs behind them. Something about it seems familiar to you. The fact that it seems to be dotted by small glowing constellations.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Whoa, Raggy.
Right, Raggy.
No, this is a oh shit, Raggy. Okay. Is there anyone else on the street?
Yeah, there are people wandering around, but this person seems to be looking directly at you. They have, you can see in the shadows, they have large dark eyes, quite pale skin, bright white hair under the cloak. The cloak looks familiar.
Okay.
The fact that this person is male is not familiar.
Oh, okay. Not who I thought it was. Okay. I will look both ways and cross the street to this figure.
As you duck into the shadow of the alleyway, he pulls back his hood and you see a sulky gentleman standing there. Around his neck is a circular black disc. Hanging below it is a golden sun. He grabs you roughly by the top of your shirt and slams you back against the wall. I have something for Blake. Make sure he gets it.
I'm sorry, who? I can't hear you over the sound of you stepping in so much shit.
He shoves a paper envelope up against you with a seal on it, as in a wax seal on it. The paper feels very old, and he shoves it roughly up against you. He goes, "Just make sure he gets it. Also, my aunt sends her regards." As you watch as he steps back into the shadows and vanishes.
Prices seethe for a moment. And immediately rips open the letter and starts reading it.
As you read the letter,
federal fucking crime.
As you tear open the letter, a small paper seal with, as in this time a Japanese style paper seal, drifts out of it with writing on it in what appears to be an ancient script. The writing is black and written on the letter that was contained with it. It says, "Blake, I know this isn't going to make sense, but apparently you're going to be trying to bring balance back. This should help. Cal and Adelia."
Crossing the streams.
I have no idea who that is. And I'll roughly wad up the paper and shove it in my pocket and
Do you pick up the seal?
well, fuck. Oh yeah, I'll pick up the seal, and again, I'll shove it in my pocket with the letter.
Yep.
Okay, look at those shitheads gone. Making me walking around. I'll be fucking dead.
As you go to step out of the alleyway, you feel the ground fall out from underneath you as you see a black dragon appear, drifting through the shadows. Wrap around you, and you find yourself at the bottom of Blake's stairs.
I am consumed by rage and confusion right now. I will
standard state of being.
Yeah, so he's having a pretty normal day.
Find where I was and restart my search now.
Crisis will let himself into Blake's house.
As you do so, you can hear them asking about where Crisis has gone. It's not a lot of time has passed. It's actually, from when you left the university, it almost seems like time has skipped backwards slightly.
Crisis doesn't pay any attention to that. He kind of walks into the room, kind of takes notes of all the people, but focuses on Blake. You! And he points to him.
Me?
Found him.
Who the fuck are you? Why do you have Sunwalkers asking after you?
What? What the fuck are you talking about?
I will roughly yank out the letter in my pocket, now thoroughly crumbled, and I'll shove it to his chest. Asshole in a gaudy cloak that I recognize, wearing the fucking Sunwalker seal, or amulet, whatever, fucking came up to me and told me to send this to you.
Okay, and why does that leave you pissed with me?
Someone from Enthalmia likes Sunwalkers, alright? They're all a bunch of assholes.
You're not in Enthalmia anymore, dude.
As the
Yes. Thank
as the
you.
seal flutters onto the table, Breeze, you recognize the writing on it. It's ancient Eladrin.
I say in ancient Eladrin, which translates to. Did I get away with that? No? Okay.
Do I get away with that?
Well, you gotta raise the bed!
The seal in ancient Eladrin, Breeze, as you can read it, it does have what appears to be a command word.
Which she just used.
No, but I
She's
think
not
command word was
touching
to
it.
get
She's not,
to here.
She's not touching it either. She's not touching it. So.
Okay.
Immediately uses the MacGuffin.
What does the command word say?
This is a little bit meta. What would a seal say, Cal, if someone was going to activate it?
Bump.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this beautiful British accent.
Oh, it is stunning, I do say so.
It's probably Banff, apparently.
Banff. Banff, darling, Banff.
that ancient Eladrin word for get the fuck over here.
It translates roughly to, yeah, boy.
Sure.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy.
Not like you, yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're off topic. Basically, the activation word.
Oh fuck.
Do I get the impression that that's? No. How Crisis found us? Do I get the idea that, like, using my smarts and Arcana? I know I'm the least smart person in the room, apparently, after I've seen everybody's fucking stats. But
You haven't seen mine.
But do I get the impression that that's how he got? Because he didn't know where we were. Can I put like 2 and 2 together in that way? Or is this something else?
I will allow you to make me an Arcana roll, and we'll see if you can hazard a guess that weird fucking
I'm
magic.
smart. Oh, the seal's all tingly.
Yeah, it feels all tingly.
That's
and
what I say.
actually,
I sit down because
I will allow this. The seal does feel tingly, almost electric to touch. Almost, it vibrates almost to a point that it is actually producing a little bit of heat.
Ooh. Whoever placed the seal was incredibly hot.
Don't inflate his ego. He doesn't need this.
That's all I know. That's what I got from my 7 Arcana.
Yeah.
Blake, listen. I think you're a good person. I think all good people should just naturally hate Sunwalkers because they're all a bunch of assholes.
They don't do anything wrong here.
Their existence is wrong. So, yeah, ciao.
Ciao, indeed.
He's really observant, isn't he?
Yeah, I know, right? I know you were there, little guy. And I imagine why you're here. Because there's only one other person I know who has the same disposition as you. And besides the eye patch, you're like twins, except you look nothing alike. But I think I can figure it out.
Wow. Racist or what? We all look the same?
Now Sunwalkers,
No,
now
no.
the
Don't
Raycons.
look the same because of the
I
eye
did
patch.
wince when he said you're
Wow.
basically twins. I did wince. I was like, oof.
Yeah, no. You guys don't look the same because you have the eye patch. But if you did, I mean, hey, you would look like a dead shiner.
You realise he has completely different markings, right, Crisis?
Yeah.
I
The
think
snout
Crisis-
length is dramatically different. They look.
I think
they can never be
Crisis
the same
needs a
person.
stat boost in intelligence.
Wow. Unbelievable. Anyhow, what's the plan?
Teleportation.
Sleep and then teleport.
First, read the letter. I want to know what
yeah.
Sunwalker is talking to you.
I pick up the letter. What does it say? I read the letter out loud to everyone, and I am like, yeah, Callan O'Delia is right. This makes no fucking sense.
Who the fuck is
Can I roll
Callan?
a history check? Does that name sound familiar? Fuck yeah.
Yeah, Ladron blood,
Yeah,
baby!
May I also?
22!
Oh, that's 7.
Yippee. I just feel like rolling something. I haven't rolled in a hot minute.
I need to feel alive.
I think my older sister had a bit of a crush on him. we
Everything's
can
coming up, Callan.
we can get rid of that if you want.
Nope.
I just thought because
Canon.
they were involved.
No,
They were
it's
involved
canon.
in
You
they
said
were
it.
involved in the science, and like
No.
she's a scientist. I thought maybe.
No, it's canon now. You said it. It's canon.
This is Blake's canon event.
It just had fun. Okay. So he's okay. He's still alive. He's should be happy to know that. But do you know him?
Is he though?
Oh, yeah. I don't have a good investigation. I have alright investigation.
You
The dog
keep
said
on
otherwise.
saying that you're bad at things and you have the best stats.
He's aware that it is a felony to open other people's mail, right?
This isn't the Feywild of America.
First off, why is some guy I've never met sending me mail? And secondly, why is he using the world's oldest paper? That is me out loud asking to the group.
Well, how old is the paper?
Is the ink also old? He is here, but he's not here. He keeps saying really intelligent things though, but in a slow voice.
His intelligence is not lower, it's just slower.
Sure.
I just hold the letter up to Hasa.
It's almost like we have a fucking archivist in the room with us.
Oh, you. Oh, wait, Tammy. Yes, of course, Tammy.
I squint at the paper and then look at Tammy.
I see Hasa struggling to read, and I just pass it to Temmie. I'm just like, all right, big fella.
The ink too? Or was this... I faint. I don't.
Older than my dad's.
Are we able to see the little wolf symbol that you said was on there? And did you say it was X'd out or something?
It's just Kawinky Dinks.
Alright. Yeah. There's a face in the opposite direction. It's backwards.
Cool.
Okay, yeah. That's how Crisis knows. Oh, this has nothing to do with me. It's facing the other direction.
Yeah, this one has like shades on and.
Yeah, it's like, you know, like when it's like the heraldry symbols, like this one is rampant, you know, like rearing up, and the other one is in recline or whatever. It's like slightly different. So different, vastly different.
Well, I was gonna say, but yes, okay. Question for the group. The letter says, "Hey, it's dangerous to go alone. Take this." What is this?
Where did you learn to A, read, and B, recount a story, and C, listen? That's not at all what the letter says.
You fucking told us what it said. And it's a bring balance, right? Or did Andrew have a dummy moment?
Nope. Yeah, it did say you're going to be trying to bring back balance, basically.
We got there in the end, Crisis. I understand, but you seem to be a little off with the rest of the interpretation.
Okay, just to make sure Andrew understands. Did the letter say... I thought it said at some point, hey, you're going to bring back balance, take this, or something like that.
Yep, I know
Or-
this isn't going to make sense, but apparently you're going to be trying to bring balance back. This should help.
Yes, what is this?
Yeah, what
The
is
seal.
this?
The seal. It
Alright,
is
I need someone
one-
to tell me what that seal is before I lose my mind.
It is one
See my
paper
dog.
seal.
Breeze has an item that can help. The
That was a very
Barrel.
unbreathed sound.
Ah, right. Not so much an item, but as an innate ability within me, which the pearl helps with. Thank you, Hassa. And I give him a big smile, and I pat his head like he's a big dog, and then I realize that's ridiculous, and I stop myself. I put my hand away, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I would like to cast Identify on the zoo.
As you
So
cast
just
identify.
Why
on
don't
the
you just
seal-
unfold it?
As you say that, as you cast Identify on the seal, it is a rift seal. It will teleport you to a corresponding seal, wherever that is.
Ooh, Riftwalker. We're at the beginning.
So you need to know exactly when to use this. Oh, and I say this is a rift seal. It will transport you to a corresponding seal, but I suppose you are the one who needs to know when to use it. So here you go.
Okay,
The worst
I
part is
guess.
I've just given him a red button, and he really wants to press
No.
Yeah.
I literally,
It was,
the first thing I did was look at my spell economy and was like, better not hit it right this second.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
Well,
Val's given
hey.
a big stretch and a yawn, like, I'm getting tired, guys. I'm probably gonna head up. Go sleep.
Yeah,
I
you
think we
hear-
Where are
should
you
probably all crash
sleeping?
here.
Yeah.
How many rooms do you have, Blake?
Hey, I got a couch and 2 bedrooms.
I'll go sleep. Do you have like a campfire? Not campfire. Fucking
fireplace.
yeah.
Do you
it's
want me to
fireplace.
untie your bug?
He seems kind of happy.
He does seem.
Yes.
He seems to be enjoying it at the moment.
Bondage bug is happy.
Oh, don't. Oh, don't.
Oh no!
Bow, just roll.
He's
me-
a sweet, innocent boy.
Bow, roll me a perception, please.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Put it in. Dun, 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 dun.
It's actually for nothing. It's just because
Oh,
Bao wants to roll.
I do want to roll. I've been itching to roll.
Something makes your ears prick. Actually, I will get Blake to also make a perception because you've got sensitive hearing too. But about something, as you can feel your eyes growing heavy, as you feel your little companion curl up in your pocket. Blake, you unfortunately don't hear this. You start to hear this soft, sweet chiming of a small bell, like someone ringing just ding, 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 ding. And you find yourself fighting sleep even harder as the sound of the bell is gripping around you and pulling you under.
Do I know where the sound is coming from?
Depends if you want to follow it.
But I'll just like goes, actually, I'm just gonna quickly go to the toilet. If you need anything, I guess just call out. And he just goes out the front door, closes it behind him.
Now just realise that I have a bathroom, right?
Let him live his best life.
Did he just walk out the front door?
Yeah.
Now, as you can feel that sweet, soft sound of that small bell, it's like a small silver bell. Every time you hear it chime, you feel your eyelids flutter as the sound of it is actually physically pulling you towards
he's like fighting that sleep as he's trying to chase after that sound.
As you do so, Bao, and you take a step between wakefulness and sleep, you find yourself being caught in the arms of a blue tiefling who looks very unhappy with you. A bluish-grey tiefling who looks very unhappy with you.
Oh, technically it's grey, not blue.
As you are looking up into the very stern eyes of your father in the dreamscape. And that is where we will end tonight's session.
He's in trouble.
Wow,
He forgot to tell his dads what the fuck's happening.
You're grounded.
Your dads want to know what the hell happened to you. You just vanished. And the dream hat they sent with you to communicate is gone.
And also, he hasn't been writing a lot because he just hasn't remembered.
Yeah, so we're going to be able to come back to that. However, we are going to end tonight's session there with all the mysteries. I want to thank everybody who has been watching. I hope you have been enjoying. This will probably be up either tomorrow night or Monday, most likely Monday at this point, because they usually go up on YouTube roughly 24 hours after, give or take. If you want to catch them over there. Otherwise, hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button. It would be great to have you as a subscriber here. We are back every Saturday at 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. And drink plenty of water, get plenty of rest, look after yourself, and we hope you have a great week. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.